You are listening to The Baraka Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, patriots, truth seekers, digital warriors, welcome back to the show. As you already know, this is not the regular show. This is The Baraka Show, coming to you live from Greater Manchester, United Kingdom. This is your frontline of information war, folks. Man, it's about to get real, folks. All right, folks. All right. Okay. Slow day of news, I have to say. But chaos is breaking through in the Middle East. Muslims are claiming victory in United Kingdom. And a lot of people are going to the park and exposing themselves to children. And I think that is important for us to sit here and talk about, folks. That is important. So, there's no such a thing as slow day of news. There is a lot of stories to tell you. There is. Trust me, there is. As Iran is getting bold, they are sending threats. They are saying they're going to kill Trump. Hey, be careful, Trump. We're going to eliminate you, they say. As Islamists are getting more territory in Britain, folks, it's important we sit here together and we talk about it. It's important we sit here together and we talk about it, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I actually need to start pushing that, like, comment, subscribe. I always forget pushing this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All right. Let's get into it then. Man, there's no such a thing as slow day of news, I have to say. I was convinced today that there was some sort of like, oh man, there's not enough story to tell today. What's going on? I'm digging deep. I'm like, oh, what's going on? And I was like, hey, when I seen this one, Iran sending threats to kill Trump, I'm thinking, like, where did they get the balls from? Hey, like, aren't these guys dead yet? Like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? And of course, obviously, I'm going to report this to you guys. And many other stories that I need to get to. There is a lot of stories. Muslims have declared victory in the UK. Those are stories that you need to know as well. That include this one. Yeah, this story, the UK government announced the first anti-Muslim hostility definition. Basically, it's almost like a blasphemy law, through backdoor, but they're gonna call it anti-Islam definition. And a lot of people in the UK will, do not understand it. They'll be like, yeah, it's okay. Muslims are getting bullied. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Bring this in to protect Muslims. But really and truly is to kind of gag everyone and restrict everyone from criticizing them. Because now we don't know what will be. Well, there is. I'm going to read out to you what is anti-Muslim hostility definition. And of course, there's always a lot of news. There is this one where this one got me turned up, folks. This one got me a little bit pissed, folks. This man is in the park. He got his finger out and started playing with himself. Oh God, this is what we are today, folks. And then we got this one where a lot of Muslim young men, 20 Muslim men, went to a Hindu festival and started kicking off for no goddamn reason, folks. I mean, why? You got your festival thing going on. You got your Ramadan going on. It's crazy. We got to get into it. A gang of 20 mosque thug attacked peaceful worshippers at a Hindu festival in London. Just one arrest made. And if I tell you how old these guys are, you'll be so surprised. You'll be thinking, why are they doing that at that age? Well, we need to talk about it, folks. These are stories that I'm going to be presenting to you today, folks. So please, if you're new to the channel again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, it's going to be a chaotic Tuesday for sure. For sure. All right, folks, let's get to it. Okay. All right. Let's start with the first one, right? So, this one is insane. So, the war in the Middle East is not coming down anytime soon. Trump announced yesterday that it's been 10 days and they have obliterated them and they are done with it and the war is coming to an end after our call with President Putin. And they declare that, hey, this is coming to an end now. We're gonna it's finished. He said, quote Trump, it finished. But then today, a warning came through, from Iran. They issued a warning to Trump saying, hey, Trump, be careful not to be eliminated. I'm thinking, hey, what did he say? Isn't he dead? Something. So these Iranian people, the IRGC guys, came out and said, be careful not to be eliminated after the US president said he did not believe the regime new supreme leader can be alive in peace. Can live in peace, sorry. So yeah, let me present this to you and let me show you the videos and let me show you what Iran is doing. Although a lot of the people are dying, but they're getting bolder and bolder almost every single day. They're getting, I don't know who's in their ears, right? Somebody must be encouraging this guy like, oh yeah, you can do it. Just keep going, you can do it. No, bro, it's done. It's done. But yeah, I guess they can do it, yeah? I guess they can do it. Now, here's an article here I need to show you here. This was reported by a lot of mainstream media, including GB News. I got the article with GB News, but this one's playing around the words are just disappearing very quick. I don't like this. All right, folks. So, Iran has warned Trump to be careful not to be eliminated after the US president vowed to unleash death, fire, and fury. Tehran security chief Ali Larijani issued the sinister claim after dismissing Trump's rhetoric as empty threat. Empty threat? Are these guys not seeing what's happening to their country? Yeah, they dismissed Trump's thing as empty threat. He said, quote, even those greater than you could not eliminate the Iranian nation. Take care of yourself not to be eliminated. This was a message to Trump. Mr. Trump has faced a number of threats from operatives connected with the Islamic regime, with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. See, this, I don't know what's going on with this article, bro. When I scroll, it just jumps. All right, this is not a good look, folks. All right, this is not a good look. I'm going to just show you on the screen. Let me find another article. I'll show you on the screen, but let me find another one. It's not good for me. All right, see. We missed it there. I'll just find another one. Well, it's another link from GB News. Same thing, but it's, you're seeing the same thing, but I'm reading from a different site. But it's still GB News. Pakistan national Asif, this guy here, I think it's important that you see this guy. This Pakistani national here was trying to eliminate Trump not long ago. And of course, he was dealt with. Yeah, I don't need to tell you more about that, but he was dealt with. This Pakistani national was dealt with. So let's carry on reading this. Pakistan national Asif Merchant, 47 years old, was imprisoned March 7th after attempting to hire a hitman during the 2024 U.S. presidential election. The U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth last week confirmed an Iranian official who spearheaded a separate assassination attempt on Trump has been killed by the military personnel. So there's been a lot of attempt on Trump's life just the past couple months, right? And this Pakistani guy was arrested recently, actually, for trying to hire hitmen to basically to kill Trump. Now, they've failed multiple times, and now they've come out and actually said, hey, be careful not to be assassinated. And this is what IRGC, the Islamic Republic of Iran, says that, hey, we're gonna come for you. His name is Ali Larijani. It dismissed the threats from Trump, saying that they are empty threats and that Trump should be careful not to be eliminated. I don't know how credible this is, but looking at the recent history, there's been a lot of attempt of assassination on him. So I don't know. I don't know if these guys will. I don't know if we should take them seriously. I don't know if we should laugh at them. But it's serious, folks. It's coming from them. It's serious still. But Trump has responded to this. Here's a video of Trump showing his basically he's not happy that the regime has picked a new supreme leader. Here's Trump. Listen to this.
We're ahead of our initial timeline by a lot. I would say that we probably would not have thought after a month we'd be here. In addition to the fact that we've taken out the leadership twice and maybe 3 times. We could call it a tremendous success right now as we leave here. I could call it, or we could go further, and we're going to go further.
Do you have to take him out? Does he have a target on his back?
You mean the new supreme leader? You mean the son?
How can there be an Iran?
Well, I don't want to say that, but you know, I was disappointed because we think it's going to lead to just more of the same problem for the country. So I was disappointed to see their choice. I had a very good call with President Putin. We had a lot of people on the line from our side, from his side. We were talking about Ukraine, which is just a never-ending fight. And look, there's tremendous hatred between President Putin and President Zelensky. They can't seem to get it together. But I think it was a positive call on that side. We obviously talked then about the Middle East. And he wants to be helpful. I said, you could be more helpful by getting the Ukraine-Russia war over with. That would be more helpful.
Right. So they spoke to Putin, and Putin said, hey, I want to help. And of course, in this video, also said, he also shown his distaste on the new supreme leader being elected. Reports are coming in right now. The new supreme leader has been injured, and we don't know where he is. We don't know if he's still alive, but we know he's been injured by some strikes that were taken out, that were launched by United States or Israel. I don't even know which one, who's attacking at what time. Because Israel doesn't want this thing to stop. The United States wants it to stop. It looks like they want it to stop, but Israel wants to carry on. Because there's a lot of people in the United States who do not want this to keep on going. Because they are feeling the pain already with their gas prices. Now I want to tell you more. I want to show you this video from Mark Rubio this morning, actually. He held a press release today, and he spoke more. He spoke a lot about what's going on over there, and he launched a lot of threats, including that they're going to go harder and harder, and that today is going to be the most ruthless, and today Iran is going to receive them intensive attacks. Today, that's what Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, or maybe War Secretary, however way you want to call it. But here's him declaring that. It's getting worse, folks.
As President Trump declared yesterday, we're crushing the enemy in an overwhelming display of technical skill and military force. We will not relent until the enemy is totally and decisively defeated. But we do so. We do so on our timeline and at our choosing. For example, today will be yet again our most intense day of strikes inside Iran. The most fighters, the most bombers, the most strikes. Intelligence more refined and better than ever. So that's on one hand. On the other hand, the last 24 hours have seen Iran fire the lowest number of missiles they've been capable of firing yet. Just the bifurcation, just the trend lines that we talked about on our first briefing. You see, this is not 2003. This is not endless nation building under those types of quagmires we saw under Bush or Obama. It's not even close. Our generation of soldier will not let that happen again, and nor will this president, who very clearly ran against those kinds of never-ending, nebulously scoped missions. Those days are dead. Instead, we're winning decisively with brutal efficiency, total air dominance, and an unbreakable will to accomplish the president's objectives on our timeline. We stay locked on the target because here at the Department of War, that's our job.
All right, so you can tell they're going to keep on fighting. It looks like it's not going to stop anytime soon. But what do you guys think of this, folks? It looks like it's not going to stop anytime soon. But that is Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, saying that today it's going to be it's going to be bad for Iran. That today they're going to receive more attacks than ever before. That today the attack will be intensified, I have to say. He said, quote, "Today will be yet again our most intensive day of strikes inside Iran." That's what Pete Hegseth says. So this war is not stopping anytime soon. And this came out after Iran issued a warning to Trump to be careful not to be eliminated. So are they going to go after, do they know, is there sort of credible threats to Trump's life? I mean, we'll never know until something happens, until something is reported to us. But I guess they'll probably won't put it out there because it's going to, you know, people will be worried and stuff. And it's not going to be good for his thing. They'll probably take care of it before they release it somewhere else, before they say what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this intense day of strikes inside of Iran today will be to take out the people who wish to kill him. I'm not sure. But I guess we're going to find out tomorrow after they obviously do this intensive day of striking. But hey, I don't know how about this war, folks. This is the news. I'm giving you the news. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I can only share my opinion. I'm not a war secretary guy. I don't have any sort of intelligence in this matter. I'm just a regular guy who's reading the news and trying to piece up together who's saying this, who's saying that. I'm trying to understand. The Israeli media is saying this. It looks like they don't want to stop anytime. The Western media is saying this, but with a lot of cautions, with a lot of warning. But they're still reporting it. But then Trump administration is like, we are the best. And I'm like, all right, okay. And then the left media is like, hey, this needs to end right now. So I'm looking at all this. And I'm trying to piece it together so I can understand what's going on. But the way I feel like the war has not gone the way they wanted it. It looks like, because the goal is to get the Ayatollah out and the IRGC gone. Or at least take their weapons away, everything. The moment the IRGC still remains, the fight is not over. And you cannot kill all the IRGC members by bombing all of them. Because you're going to just destroy the country. And that, you're going to lose support from the Iranian people inside inside the country. You can't just bomb everyone into happiness. Because you're going to kill their sons and daughters. And guess what? They're all going to unite together. And now there's going to be more recruitment than ever before into the IRGC. So I'm thinking, hey, we can't just keep bombing them, right? Like, we gotta do something, right? Like, is there any plan? It looks like there's no plan. I feel like there's no plan. They've bombed everything. They say they've destroyed everything. All right, then what happens now? But you're gonna keep bombing. You've killed a lot of people. You've killed a lot of military guys. But what's next? What, keep bombing? Because the more you bomb, the more people will arise. These are Islamists. It's like one of those things where it will not end. They will keep on coming. They will keep. It's like, hey, you can't keep bombing. But anyways, that's my thoughts. Obviously, I've reported the news to you. You figure that out yourself. You do your own research. You do your own stuff. Figure out for yourself. I've told you the news. You do your own thing. I don't have to do the thinking for you. But the way I feel and the way I think about this, after taking all the reports that I've absorbed the past couple hours, the past couple days, I feel like Trump is not getting the results that he wanted to get. I think he felt like he's gonna bomb them. They're gonna come to an agreement, and it's gonna be done. But the IRGC have rejected the agreement. They have rejected the surrender, and they are going all in. And every single kill is considered as martyr to them. And as you already know, these Islamists want to be killed. They go to die for the sake of whatever, quote whatever. So I don't know. I'm not sure. But that's the news for you folks. Now let's get into another story, right? Let's get into another freaking story, shall we? It looks like the Islamists in the UK, they have gained a victory this weekend. They have. Because the Labour Party has now conceded another territory to them in a sense. In a political sense. Yes, they have. This Islamophobia definition was banned. And yes, it wasn't banned really. A lot of people said, hey, we don't want this. Of course, nobody wants this. But the Labour Party said, hey, you're going to get it either way. It doesn't matter what you want. You're going to take it. You're going to have it. You're going to get it. And of course, they listened to us and they went back in their house and they fixed stuff. And we felt like, oh, yeah, we won. They're not going to bring it back. And guess what? They just rebranded it, changed some words, fixed it a little bit. Instead of having an Islamophobia definition, they're coming out with anti-Muslim hostility. It's like, hey, that sounds similar, folks. Nothing, don't trick me like this. You can't trick me like this. I'm sorry. That sounds exactly the same. Islamophobia definition, anti-Muslim hostility. I'm sorry, it sounds the same. All right. But all right, let me explain to you what this Islamophobia definition really is. And what is the plan for this anyway? Now, Steve Reid, the Labour Party guy who's leading this and who's been speaking on this and who was speaking on this in the comments today, has explained to us what this Islamophobia definition really is. And I think it's important for us to sit at home together with our family and sit down and talk about it and be like, hey, what is it? Is this coming to get us? That's the question that we need to ask ourselves. Is things going to be changed, and how much will be changed to accommodate this new idea? But now Steve Reid has said, I'm going to just read this article here from LBC explaining what this Islamophobia stuff really is. And I think it's important that you tune in. But here's exactly what these guys really want. All right. And here's exactly what this Islamophobia definition really is. I think it's important that we read this to you guys. All right. Community Secretary Steve Reid has said the declaration does not restrict the freedom of anyone to criticize Islam, he claims. After previous definition was seen to limited free speech, that was the last one that they took away. And they've come back with this one, which is anti-Islam hostility. The article reads, Critics of... Okay, let me show you this article as well so you guys can read with me. Critics of efforts to create new legal definition for Islamophobia had raised concern that doing so could create backdoor for blasphemy laws. Reed said in the comments, quote, "The definition safeguards our fundamental right to freedom of speech about religion in general and any religion in particular, and ensures that concerns raised in the public interest are protected." And he also added, "There is absolutely no question of blasphemy laws by the back door," he answered. And the article carries on. Sir Keir Starmer. I never really call him Sir, you know. But anyways, Sir Keir Starmer has said that the definition is especially needed in the light of ongoing conflict in the Middle East. But what is the definition of anti-Muslim hatred? And when could it be introduced in the UK? Now, I want to show you this new way. This is what they're pitching to us. This is what it is, basically. And I think it's important that I read out to you. This is a leaked, this is a government way of defined Islamophobia definition. This is the definition itself. We've been speculating a lot. We've been talking about this for a very long time. We've been scrutinizing. We've been arguing. Now we have the actual definition that these guys have been working on for the past couple months. Now, it reads like this. Intentionally engaging in, assisting, or encouraging criminal acts, including acts of violence, vandalism, harassment, or intimidation, whether physical, verbal, written, or electronically communicated, that are directed at Muslim because of their religion, or at those who are perceived to be Muslims, including where the perception is based on assumption about ethnicity, race, or appearance. Okay? And then, of course, he carries on. It's also the prejudice stereotype of Muslims or people perceived to be Muslim, including because of the ethnics or racial backgrounds or their appearance, and treating them as a collective group defined by fixed and negative characteristics with the intention of encouraging hatred against them, irrespective of their actual opinion, belief, or action as an individual. Okay, then he carries on again. It's engaging in an all-over discrimination where the relevant conduct, including the creation or the use, practice, and bias within institution, is intended to disadvantage Muslims in public and economic life. That is the definition, folks. As vague and blurry as it is, this is the definition. Now, yes, I understand if you're criticizing a Muslim for just based on their religion, that is wrong. Don't do that, please. That is not good. I think that should be, you don't want to criticize a Jew for being a Jew. Like, come on, it's their religion. Let them be a Jew. Let them do the Judaism, whatever. Practice your stuff. You don't want to criticize a Muslim for being a Muslim. Hey, there is, that the Muslim. Let them do their stuff. Same thing for Christians. Same thing for Hindus. Same thing for all these religions, right? There's hundreds of them, actually. It's not just 3, 4, 5 big ones. There's like thousands of religions, okay? Let them do their thing, okay? Now that we have this definition that might basically put you in jail, it's like, hey, hang on a minute. Like, what's the line here? How do we know? Like, and why is it just anti-Islam or anti-Muslim? Why is it anti-Hindu? Because the next story I'm about to report to you is about the Hindus who are celebrating who got attacked out of nowhere. We need that definition as well, right? No, we can't have that. So basically, this is just picking one side of group, and I think that is already discriminating everyone else. Where is anti-Christian definition? Or anti-Christian hatred, if you want to change the word. And that needs to be talked about. Now listen to this guy on Talk TV, and this guy kind of like summed up everything. Yeah, basically this definition was not needed at all, and it was a way for the Labour Party to just conceive a little bit of political territory to Islam. And this was not needed at all, because we already have laws in the UK that protects these characteristics. We already have laws where if you were to engage or assist or encourage violence, criminal acts, including violence, vandalism, harassment, or intimidation, whether it's physical, verbal, or electronic, we already have laws that protect people from that. So what is this about? That is the question that we need to ask, and it looks like this was just another way of a symbolic stuff for the Labour Party to do to basically give Islam or maybe just to keep the votes. I'll leave it there. But listen to this, folks.
But let's have a look at what this definition may look like. According to the Mail newspaper, anti-Muslim hostility will be defined as crimes such as violence. Well, of course, we can definitely condemn that. But more problematically, harassment towards Muslims or those perceived to be Islamic, as well as prejudicial stereotyping to promote hatred against them and unlawful discrimination. Carl, you've got a brain on you. What on earth is harassment when it's at home?
Mark, I think you're right, because my concern is the criminal law already provides for offences of harassment. If it's online, there is provisions there. If it's in a public place, there's provisions under the Public Order Act. I think we are in danger of over-criminalising when, in fact, there are already criminal offences and sanctions for what would amount to harassment.
Right. So we already have laws and system that protects that already. So this is not needed, is it? It's not. It's not needed. But then again, when you see Keir Starmer at the big iftar, when he was giving his speech at this big iftar, whatever you want to call this, and if you just listen to his word carefully, I mean, you kind of you can kind of see clearly that this man needs to is being held, and he's gonna do everything. You can just tell. Just listen to this speech, folks. Just listen to what Keir Starmer says here. I mean, is there more that they're gonna give? I'm not sure, but just listen to this speech, and I'm gonna play you another one, which is kind of like, hey, whoa, what's going on here?
In Ramadan especially, we must be defiant, because the British Muslim community is not defined by this. It is defined by the success, the brilliance, and the creativity in rooms like this, by contribution that Muslims make to Britain's story and to our national life. That is how it's defined. In business, in art, in education, in public service, you are the face of modern Britain. You are all representatives of a Britain that is, by any historical or international standard, a success story when it comes to diversity. That is the Britain I know, that I love, and the Britain that we are. And it is my job, the job of my government, to tell that deeper story and drown out the voices of those who seek to divide us. So thank you for everything you do in your communities. Thank you for your brilliance and service to our country. And thank you for welcoming me here this evening. Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you very much.
Minister, and I'm really glad that the Prime Minister mentioned the British Muslim contribution to arts.
That was the lovely good speech from our Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, folks.
And it is something that we're about
and
to
it's
see
crazy because it wasn't just him
life.
speaking, there was many other people who were speaking.
Harris J released a song last year
Right.
and it has already had a billion views. A billion views. That is
And you gotta ask
amazing.
yourself
I am
some
so
questions.
excited to welcome.
You gotta ask yourself some questions like, hey, hang on a minute. Like, who else, which other religion is getting all this? There's only one that I can think of right now that's been pushed hard. And that's getting its own name, own protection. Isn't that discriminating on every other religion? I think so. I think this argument is appropriate to make. But then again, a lot of people will be like, hey, Barack, you know, that could be anti-Muslim hatred. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it is. Will I go to jail? Well, it's not really clear. It's not really clear. But here's the last bit I want to read out to you about this anti-Muslim definition thing. And what could it actually mean? I think it's important that you understand this, what it could actually mean. But this is what this thing might, mean here. Because I already explained to you that we have laws here in the country that protects. If you are being attacked, intimidated, or harassed, if that's verbally, if that's physically, if that's communicated through flipping, through electronic communication, you are protected. We already have the laws here. So why do they need this new thing for one group? It's like, hey, come on now. So when could this, they should have said, what could the definition mean? The definition is not set in law or legally binding, but can provide guidance for what constitutes unacceptable treatment of Muslim. The government has now adopted the definition and will refer to it when developing or revisiting relevant policies, while encouraging others to do the same. Okay? As how it might be applied, the government has said, quote, specifically, the definition is not intended to be authoritative or exhortative statement or summary of criminal law or a guide to particular criminal offenses. The definition does not change what is or is not crime, nor does it equal anti-Muslim hostility with a crime. Some actions set out in the definition would constitute criminal acts as well as being an example of anti-Muslim hostility. But the definition also sets out non-criminal conducts or behavior which would constitute as anti-Muslim hostility. So it's like, so what is the point? Is this just to teach people? Like, hey, if you do this, you're breaching this thing? Or is this to arrest people? Could you make that make sense? Because if not, if yes, so then this has to be passed, right? Or is this going to be used to charge people? What is this going to be? And if you were to be charged by this crime, how many years will you get? Is it going to be 3 months in jail? Or is it going to be a suspended sentence? What will it be? Will it be 3 years in jail? 5 years, 10 years. 10 years could be like very too. It could be a lot. Could be a lot, folks. But what could it be? I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll never know, right? Well, we will know in the next coming days, but it looks like the Islam has gained a little bit of political territory in the United Kingdom, folks. And it's important that we report these stories that's coming in. But then I want to show you this other story. I think that story is done now. Let's see. Yeah, that story is done. Well, no, it's not done. It's not done. I want you to watch this video, folks. I want you to listen to this video. This is Keir Starmer being hugged. And it looks like, it looks very weird, this video. This video looks so weird. Because he's getting hugged. And somebody's whispering to him. And then the music at the back. And you're thinking, hey, what is he whispering to him? And what's going on? Now listen to this, folks. This is crazy.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of weird, right? What is he whispering to his ears? That is the question. What is going on? That is also a question that we need to ask, you know? And the music, I mean, obviously, we don't need to ask too much of that music, right? But it's just kind of, you know, it's rather worrying to see that our prime minister is, yeah, maybe they have a good relationship. I don't know. Whatever it is, but kind of weird. So the UK government has, of course, announced and is approved this definition is all going forward now. Regardless of what you do, well, of course, we can go through the little reviews, we can go through debates, we can go back and forth, and we can scrutinize, and we can go, you know, hard, and hopefully they will change their mind. But it looks like it's going full on. It looks like it's going full on, folks, and that is dangerous. And that is dangerous, folks, and that is freaking dangerous. All right. All right. Okay. Now, I want to get into a new story, another story here. Another freaking story, folks. So I was scrolling online, and I came across this video or picture, I should say, of a man sitting there and playing with himself. And I was thinking, hey, what is going on here? This looks like a park. Yes, indeed. It's a park, for God's sake. And why is he naked? Why is his pants down? There must be kids, I'm sure. And guess what? There was kids there. And I'm thinking, hey, this is crazy. Something needs to be done about this. And I kept on looking. And yes, something was done about it. This man went out there and started playing with himself in the park while kids were playing. Now, I want to show you this message that was posted by a mother who was there, who captured the picture, on the video that I'm going to play to you very soon. But here's a message. She took her children to a park. She went to a park with her kids. Just like every single mother should. Take your kids to the park, let them play, let them fall, let them laugh, let them cry, let them hurt themselves. That is how you nurture these kids to grow up, to become tough. They need to fall. They need to hurt themselves. You take them to the park and you watch them laugh, cheer, cry, and all these good emotions that comes out while they're there. But you don't expect somebody to be sitting there, pants on their knees, playing with themselves while they're looking at your kids. It's like, hey, what is going on? Now, here's a comment that she made online, and I think this is important that I read to you loud. She says, oh, and obviously the top one is just but here's what was said. A Muslim who sat on a bench in a playground in Tipton, UK, sat with his trousers around his knees, exposed, playing with himself while watching children. A mother who spoke to the sick fucker said, quote, "I saw this man literally staring at my children. The closer I got, I realized he was sat there, fully exposed. I told him to cover himself up, and he said no. I called him a dirty bastard, and he said he didn't care." Oh my God. This is crazy, folks. This is insane. This is a grown-up man. You can see this is a grown-up, folks. He is a grown-up. Look at that. Can you see the picture of with the police there grabbing him when obviously the police was called? So this lady called the police, and the police came and they took him away. And here's a video I need you to watch. So the police took him away. They dragged him. They're like, all right, cool. You need to leave. I hope they arrested him. But, I mean, looking at what our police officer really do, they probably picked him up, put him in a car, they drove him to the next park, and they drop him. All right, okay. Yeah, I hope he was actually arrested. I hope they actually arrested him. But we will never know. We will never know, I guess. But yeah, the police picked him up and they took him away. But locals, can you see a local man there reasoning with him like, hey, what are you doing, bro? What is this all about, bro? And I'm glad he was dealt with and the police took him away. But this is the problem that we have here. If your kids are not chased by somebody online to groom them, somebody at the park will be waiting for them. It's like, what is going on? Like, can you just leave the kids alone? Can you just leave the kids alone, folks? It's like, I mean, I'm convinced that the devil likes children. I'm fully convinced that the devil loves little kids. And that's why Jesus Christ says, let the kids come to me. The kingdom of God is designed for them. The children. And that's why we call ourselves children of Christ. Children of God. We are a child of God. Because the devil wants the kids. And Jesus wants us too. And we're going to keep fighting hard, bro. It looks like almost every single day the devil is manifesting himself publicly. Out there. Playing with himself while looking at kids. It's like, hey, what is the... And this is a huge problem, folks. It's a huge freaking problem. All right? It's important that we report these stuff. We can't just let go. We can't just let it go and just hope things change and we close our eyes and we're like, hey, we're not going to look at it. I hope when I open my eyes, it's going to go away. No, it's not going to go away. All right? You got to look at it. Face it. Face it and deal with it right now or it's going to get worse. And that's exactly what happened to the grooming gang. If the grooming gang was dealt with in the 80s or in the 70s, because I know it didn't start in the early 2000s. It went on. It goes deep. Maybe it started in the 60s. I'm not sure. But if it was dealt with the moment it started, we wouldn't have these stories and we wouldn't have these, women and children who were subjected to a horrible attacks from vile individuals that we have in the country. But the stories keep on giving. There is a lot of stories to cover here. Actually, no, this is the last story, to be fair with you guys. But last weekend, it was a weekend for Holi. And Holi is like a religious festival for Hindus. They go out there and they play with colors. They play with music. And they have fun. It's like family, children. Usually children do it the most. But yeah, they go together and they do the good stuff that they do. But while these guys were celebrating the religious festival, a gang of it says it there, mosque thugs attack peaceful worshippers at the Hindu festival in London. Just one arrest. Now, let me pull up this article so I can read the article to you guys. This is insane, folks. This is freaking insane. It's important that we talk about this because it's like, hey, why would somebody go and randomly attack someone? Why would you do that? Especially if you are coming from a mosque. your religious worshiping place? Why would you go and attack another religious festival? Especially if you are quote unquote fasting. It makes zero sense, right? It makes total zero sense. But guess what? It's still freaking happening. It's still freaking happening, and we need to report it, folks. So here's what took place. And I think it's important. It deserves your attention. It deserves your attention, folks. So here's what happened. Now, chaos erupted in London last week after a gang of Muslim youth attacked peaceful worshippers at a Hindu festival, leading to just one arrest. Incidents occurred on March 3rd at an event celebrating Festival of Holi outside Harrow Civic Centre, which lies directly opposite of Harrow Central Mosque. The event was organized by an international, I can't really say that, Sandarisharam Sakit Center, okay, with around 1,000 people in attendance. However, the organizer said chaos erupted just about 8:30 p.m. when 3 teenagers identified as being from the mosque area turned up and switched off the event sound system. It's like, hey, why would you do that? So they turned up, they were like, oh, these Hindus are celebrating, switch it off. And guess what they did? And of course, chaos erupted. They switched up the sound system. So then the article carries on. The organizer said, quote unquote, they chucked the speakers to the ground and ran away. The speakers are now broken and they came from the mosque area. So these guys came from praying, folks. Like, this is insane. The organizer also added, 5 minutes later, they returned with 15 to 20 young boys, some in balaclavas. They threw beer cans at into the fire. They threw glass bottles. They aired barriers on the ground. For what? And the article carries on. The security guard went over to try to stop this. The security guard went over to try to stop this. And guess what? Quote unquote, they tried to harm him as well. End quote. The article carries on. They wanted to fight. We were trying to defend ourselves. It got off control and we called the police. Just like good citizens do. Call the police. And they did. Now, the mob said the mob is said to have fled the scene after hearing the siren from the police. One youth was chased down and apprehended by the worshippers, and they waited for the police to come and they handed him over. And this guy who was arrested, this one person who was arrested, was age 14. Spokesperson of Metropolitan Police said, quote, a 14-year-old boy remains in police custody following an incident in Harrow. Police were called to the report of disturbance at the Civic Centre in Station Road at around 8:50 p.m. on Tuesday, March 3rd. The statement from the police carries on again, and it says, police arrived on the scene within minutes and arrested the boy on suspicion of a fray shortly after 9 p.m. No injury were reported. And yeah, this is where we are. So these young boys went there and just attacked the Hindus for what? For what? Celebrating the festival? I mean, aren't the Muslim fasting right now? And they're meant to be as peaceful as they, as holy as, it's the holy month of the Ramadan, I guess. It's the holy season of Ramadan. They're meant to be fasting hard, right? But apparently not. Apparently not. But here's Bob Blackman, who is an MP of the area, and of course he's speaking for his community, and listen to him. Shout out to Bob. Talk, my man.
On Tuesday, we had the annual celebration of Holi on the old Harrow Civic Centre car park site. This has been run for many, many years. It's a joyful occasion. More than 1,000 people attended. However, thugs from the central mosque left the mosque and then decided to disrupt the proceedings by pulling over the speakers, disconnecting the audio system, and they were chased away by stewards. That was bad enough. They came back with 20 more thugs and attempted to attack the people celebrating. Now, this is in Harrow, where we have excellent community relations. And I hope that this is something that will obviously not happen anywhere else or again. But the sad reality is that the community tensions that are rising because of various different things across the world, it is the responsibility of us as politicians to actually cool those things down. Can I ask, therefore, the leader, if we can have a statement next week on what is going to be done to cool those community tensions and make sure that people can celebrate in peace and harmony as it should.
I'm very sad to hear of the disruption of what happened at celebrations in Harrow. I'm not going to comment on the incident because it wouldn't be right for me to do so. There is a police investigation taking place. However, I would say, Mr. Speaker, any form of religious hatred is abhorrent and has no place in our society, wherever it happens. And I absolutely agree with the Honourable Gentleman's words about the importance of the language that we use as politicians inside this House and indeed outside that House. I will consider his request about social cohesion and see what we can do in the next few weeks to address the very real concern which he has.
Now, the question to ask is, will this go down as anti-Hindu, anti-Hindu definition or anti-Hindu hatred? Because the Hindus got attacked, right? For what? For celebrating their festival? I mean, they got attacked for no reason by 20 Muslim youth from the mosque area, quote, end quote. So would this go down as anti-Hindu hatred? Because if one group is getting this label, I think everybody should receive it as well,
Tuesday,
right? It makes sense.
We had the annual.
Because now we are basically discriminating everybody else by just favoring one, which is not good for everybody else. Now, I want to show you this interview, this old clip. I think this was 2013-14, right? This is Adam Chaudhry, right? I think it's Adam Chaudhry. Andrew Chaudhry, something like that. But it was an extreme Islamic preacher who obviously now is in jail for terrorism, I believe. I think so. Hope I'm not wrong with that. I think he was arrested over terrorism. But correct me if I'm wrong. But here's him discussing about Muslim with the Western laws. I mean, yes, this guy was an extremist. Of course, he doesn't share, the same belief as most Muslims. Of course, now he probably shares the most extremist element of Islam, I guess. In a modern time, I think he was one of them in the UK who was very extreme. I don't know how this guy was preaching around the country. Super extreme. And I'm glad that he's in jail right now. But yeah, listen to this, folks. This is an old clip, and it should be examined, folks.
What's the solution? If Muslim people are in the wrong and they are committing crimes, no one's above the law.
If the law of the land is Islamic, we will respect the law of the land.
What if it's not Islamic?
If it's not Islamic, then the law of the land and those who make it can go to hell, quite honestly, because Allah said in the Quran, in chapter 33, verse 1, he said, "O Prophet, fear Allah and do not obey the disbelievers and the hypocrites." Is David Cameron a Muslim or a disbeliever? Guys,
I can't speak on Cameron,
so you can't obey him. So he can go to hell, as well as all of the other leaders.
Do you think I should go to hell?
Let me tell you something.
I'm a non-Muslim.
You're on your way to the hellfire because you're a non-Muslim. All non-Muslims are destined for the hellfire.
Right. So all of us, we're going to hell. If the law of the land is Islamic, they're going to respect the law of the land. If not, then we all going to hell. It's like, hey, bro, like, what is going on? And I'm glad this guy was arrested. I think he shared a lot of extremists. Yeah, he shared so much extreme views. I'm glad he was gone, bro. I'm glad he's arrested. But how long until he's back on the street preaching again? You can't preaching again, right? Wow. Wow. It's freaking insane, folks. It's happening. It's getting worse every single day. But hey, at least they got the definition though, right? At least they got the anti-Muslim hatred definition, and I'm sure they're gonna have so much fun with that. But yeah, I think every single religion should get one, bro. I think we need definitely need anti-Hindu hatred. We definitely need that, because the Hindus, man, oh God, you don't want to go on Twitter, man. The way they say a lot of crazy stuff to Hindus. I think we need that too. Anti-Christian definition, yeah. Anti-Christian hatred, we definitely need that for sure. Anti-Jewish, anti-Judaism hatred, yeah, we need that. We need all these definitions for everyone, all right? How about we don't even do any of that and just use the laws that already exist, which protect religious and these, this protected characteristic. We already have that in place. You can't intimidate anyone. You can't harass people. You can't incite any sort of violence towards someone, verbally, written, physically. Anyway, you can't do that because we already have laws that prohibit that. And if you're to do it, you'll be able to, you'll be charged. The law will come down on you. But guess what? No. We're going to get this new thing for this one group, which I think, in my views, is just discriminating everybody else, I guess. Favoritism, they say. I think Islam is like one of those kids that your mom loves the most, and you're thinking, hey, what's going on, mom? You buying this kid so many things. How about me? That's the way I feel right now. I feel like Islam has been given more than everybody else. Is crazy. But anyways, I think this topic is up for debate. I think a lot of British people cannot stay asleep on this. They need to debate this. Try to stall it as much as possible, at least. But it looks like the Labour Party is full. They're going forward with this definition thing. Man, we thought taking Angela Rayner out will finish this. No, but they got Steve Reid in charge now. And Steve Reid is going head first. Speed boosting this thing. All right, folks. That is the show for today. Very short today. Very freaking short show, I have to say. Very short. Do you guys want to call in? Should I open up the phone line? Should we even receive the line? Should we open up the phone line, folks? What do you guys think? Should we open up the phone line? Yeah, I think we should open up the phone line, right? What do you guys think? Okay. You guys want to call in? Do you guys want to call in? I don't know, I don't know about the phone line today, to be fair. I've been up for a very long time. I think I've had like 2 days in one day. I've been up since... I was up before people went to sleep, I have to say. I've been doing a lot of stuff today. I think by 12 o'clock I was done. I was tired. I felt like the day was over. Then I was like, hey, it's 12. I've done a lot of stuff today. I'm proud of myself. All right, what's going on in the chat, folks? I mean, let me engage in this chat. What's going on? Why is there bullying? Why is this fighting going on? All right, folks, let me see this. What's going on? Do you guys... Hi, folks. Hi, everybody. Hi. So, here's the thing I need to deal with, right? Somebody says, hey, hi, Barack. Kenny says, hi, Barack. What's your financial relationship with Ben Habib and Advance UK? What? That's the weirdest question I've ever heard. What do you mean fun? Why do I need why will I have financial relationship with Advance? It's kind of crazy. Baraka intervention. Okay. All right, cool. What's going on here? It looks like the chat needs we need I don't know, this infighting thing that's going on in this chat. We need to fix this. Okay, all right. This needs fixing ASAP, folks. We can't be sending any sort of crazy stuff to the mods. All right? We can't be sending crazy stuff to the mod. Now, look. So let me see this. What? Preparation for my Persian wraps. Okay, great. Eat well. Enjoy. All right, we can't be fighting, folks. I don't want no fighting in the chat, please. If you're coming in, you know we have two moderators. We have Jenny. We have True Finders. If you are coming in and you got something to say, make sure you are respectful, please. Make sure you keep the respect in your sentence, however way you want to say it. But you can criticize. You can criticize True Finder. You can criticize Jenny. You can criticize me. But hey, you can't be bullying people, all right? Because the mods have the right or have the power to remove your time you are if you are bullying them. Also, that goes to the mods as well. You can't be bullying the people who are watching, okay? The mods, you gotta keep. I think. How about we just ignore the fighting? All right. I think just ignore. We can't keep fighting, bro. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. We can't keep fighting. My life is super busy. I can't be going back and forth with this stuff. I need this fix. I need this thing fixing, bro. I don't want any bully in a chat. I don't want people to be bullied in the chat. People are here to have fun, enjoy the news, get entertained along the way, and that's it. Cool. We can't be fighting or making somebody feel like they're being attacked. We can't be having that, all right? I got a lot of stuff that goes on. I'm running multiple stuff. I can't be getting on the phone with people and be like, hey, he's fighting with me, or this person's fighting with me. Hey, how about we just grow up and ignore everybody? How about we just ignore each other, all right? Because, hey, you want to know how many people are fighting with me online? Hundreds of people are fighting with me. And it'll be insane for me to try to fight with every single one of them. Because I'll just, I'll be sitting here just replying to them the whole day. Which is like, hey, I'd rather not. I'd rather not. Definitely not. So I'm asking you guys, for the sake of the show, just chill the F out. Stop fighting. Stop fighting with people, okay? We can't be rude. But we can criticize each other, but we can't be rude to each other. We can't be trying to bully each other. We can't try to say random stuff just to get some attention, just to get some feel bad or anything. We're here to enjoy the show. We are online. Everything that you say is documented on this show. YouTube is watching you. So please keep your vile opinions to yourself. Respect the show and respect the people who are here to watch. Because I know some people are sitting here thinking, hey, I don't want to see this infighting going on. I would have the same opinion too. So let's stop fighting and enjoy the show. All right? So please, let's just stop fighting and enjoy the show. All right? Because we can't, this thing has been going on for two weeks now, I believe. 2 weeks. And it's like, hey, what is happening here? Like, do we need a ceasefire here? Like, Do I need ceasefire here? I've ended I've ended 7 wars, to be fair. I've ended 13 wars. I think we definitely need a ceasefire. And I'm addressing you guys publicly right now. Stop freaking fighting, okay? Stop fighting, all right? All right, I say, all right, here's the thing. True Finder, let's ignore everybody. Anyone who comes at you, just ignore. We are online. Whatever people say online means absolutely jack shit. It means nothing. I've been threatened so many times. Some people send me a picture of a knife. I'm like, all right, cool. Sharp, but okay, whatever. So just ignore. Vice versa on anyone else. If somebody's threatening you, just ignore. We are online. They don't know your name. Like, look at the people's names. Nobody's called, like the names that, is definitely not your real name. So you shouldn't worry about somebody coming at you in real life because the profile is not your picture. So it doesn't matter what they say about you. Yes, they might direct at the user of the account, or they might at you. But let's not fight, please, all right? This is going to be the final thing I'm going to say on this, okay? I just can't keep fighting on this, okay? I can't fight on this. I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff going on, okay? So many things going on. And the last thing I want is getting on calls with 5 different people to tell me why they're fighting about a comment made like a couple weeks ago. It's like, hey, come on, bro. We got a lot of stuff to do. We can't be we got a country to save here, folks. Yeah, Fatty Pants, True Finder, please, you guys stop fighting, okay? I do not want you guys to fight again, all right? I'm gonna keep you guys track. Next live stream, when I come back on live stream, if you guys are fighting, well, if you guys are fighting, it's not going to be good, okay? It's not going to be good. We can't have you guys fighting. For the sake of the channel and for the sake of everybody else, stop fighting. I'm literally, I can't even, why. I have to address this publicly now because this thing is fighting all the time. And it's like, hey, bro, I got to answer this. I got a lot of things going on. All right, cool. I've addressed it one time. I'm not going to do it again, okay? Great stuff. Great stuff, okay? Just so you guys need to grow up now. All of you guys, okay? Somebody says, bro, you're repeating yourself. Bye, my love. Bye. All right, bye, love. Bye, bye, bye. Bro, you say thanks for defending my mod. Yo, I just don't want people fighting. It doesn't matter who it's not about picking side. I just don't want fighting, all right? I've addressed each issue on everybody's behalf. But I am just so busy that I cannot keep addressing this for 2 weeks straight. Come on. Sometimes it's like, hey, yo, can you just stop fighting, please? All right, cool, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope the next show you guys won't fight. This is fucking ridiculous, folks. Oh, I can't believe I'm dealing with this, bro. All right, should we have callers? All right. Okay, cool. I got something beautiful to announce to you guys before you guys go. All right, hold on. Before we end the show, hold on. I got one thing I need to announce to you, okay? All right, True Finder, if somebody's saying stuff if somebody's saying stuff to you, and if they're saying stuff that is, if they're here to cause trouble, block them, all right? You have the right to block them, okay? You are the moderator here. But I just don't want you to engage in what they want you to engage in, okay? If they're coming at you and they're saying stuff, remove them, block them, whatever. You have the right to do that, all right? Of course, given that they actually did something. But if you are engaging back and forth, then it's like, hey, why are you engaging? Remove them. All right? You have the ability to open and read and remove. Done. Now, let me tell you something, all right? We launched something really good. I think you guys might like. I'm liking it, to be fair. We launched something good, okay? Now, when I end this live stream will be on repeat for the other show, that the 24-hour live stream. Somebody says, Barack, WorthCoin, the 24-hour live stream is deleting your brand and discouraging people from clicking. I think you'll know when I'm live, okay? But yeah, all right. I mean, this is a thing that's been... Well, let me get into my announcement, okay? All right, I like this, okay? All right. Now, we've launched something big, 24-hour live stream. You guys can keep up the show. The show is rolling 24 hours, so anytime you can join in and watch it live, all right? This is something that, I mean, you okay. This is huge. I don't think you understand how big this is. Think about it. As soon as I come off live, this live carries on as a 24-hour stream. That is beautiful. That is big. That is essentially us competing with the big guys. We are competing with BBC right now. We're live 24 hours, all right? We are competing with the Sky News. We're live 24 hours. Nobody else is doing this. I wanted to do this for a very long time. Now, we got a couple of people who will be joining us in the next couple months who have their own show as well. So then it won't just be me reporting to you guys. It will be multiple people reporting, which essentially it will be exactly 24-hour stream. Meaning I'll be here from flipping 4 till 6. I'm probably gonna increase that from 4 till I'm probably gonna increase that from 4 till 7, that I can be live for 3 hours with you guys. And then somebody else will take it from 7 to whatever. And the goal is to spin around the clock, to have people sitting in and spin around the clock. And that is the goal. That is the good news here. And that is serious, folks. The reason why it's rerun is because, hey, I can't be live for 24 hours, folks. Give me a chance. But the goal is that the system is in place. Whenever I'm off, somebody else joins and it carries on. It's a 24-hour stream. Soon we're gonna have so we're not playing the small games. The goal is not just to have a YouTube channel and and post random stuff, blah blah blah. No, the goal is to set up a media broadcast corporation where we're gonna be competing with the big guys. Where we're gonna be competing with a big corporation out there that have been existing, that's getting a lot of money. We want to compete with them. When I say this is the front line of information war, I mean it. So this is the good news. You got to take it home. Tell everybody. The 24-hour broadcast stream is coming and it starts right now. In the next couple months, I'm going to be announcing to you a new face that will be doing a morning show. So the people who are like the morning freaks will also receive the news live and direct. Soon. It's coming up soon. We're talking. We're trying to get a good deal for both of us. And then we're going to launch that show. It's going to be a morning show. And that show will have a place there in the morning. And of course, I'm doing from 4 till 6. I'm going to increase that from 4 till 7. And then the goal is to pick and just find good, loyal guys who share the same opinion, the same ideology as us, who wants to fix the country, who wants to fight with a word, to tell the truth, regardless how uncomfortable it might be, to tell the truth, to look at the camera and say how it is. We're finding those guys. The good guys are slowly appearing out of nowhere. And I'm like, I'm liking this. I'm loving this. So the 24 hours broadcast, I'm launching it. And I'm glad, I'm really happy that I'm able to announce to you guys live, it's happening. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Soon, you can tune in anywhere. It's happening. Sick. All right, folks, that's my announcement. Take it to the bank. And trust me, they're going to pay you a lot for it. All right. Thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you want to rewatch this, you can literally go ahead on the over stream and it's going to start. As soon as I'm off, it's going to start from there. All right, cool. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Every single day, we're being fed a narrative designed to keep us distracted, divided, and dependent. But real winners, you and I, we don't outsource our thinking. We seek for the truth, we demand clarity, and we want the facts with no filters. That's why this platform exists, not to tell you what to think, but to give you the tools so you can think for yourself. While traditional medias are always playing the same predictable game, chasing clicks, protecting donors, and avoiding the tough questions. But we do the opposite. As you already know, we do the opposite. We question everything. We challenge everyone, and we go straight to the source. But here's the reality though. Being independent isn't cheap. If you want a media that isn't bought, then you have to start supporting the media that cannot be bought. And that happens to be us. Duh. Because we don't take orders from corporations, we don't bend to politicians, we don't adjust our message to fit the advertisers. Our loyalty is only for one person, and that is you, the audience, who actually cares about truth, who actually cares about transparency, accountability. And I need your help to keep that going. For as little as £5 a month, you can keep this machine spinning and you can keep the accountability alive, because that is something that we're lacking in the UK. So if you're tired of being talked down to, if you're tired of being manipulated, if you're tired of feeling like every headline is designed to push an agenda, then help us, join us, because the future belongs to the people who think for themselves. And we're building a platform that empowers exactly that. So support us. Support the independent media, support the real journalism that we're doing here, and of course support the truth, not the noise. Please go to the link in the description and support the channel. Thank you so much.